to Saxthorpe Farms and pretty much carrying on from where we left off. So planting wheat in field 20 now. Want to get these 3 fields completely prepped this month. So we're going to get them seeded, rolled and weeded. Some of you didn't like it previously when I weed the field in the same month as planting it, because the weeds haven't really appeared yet, but it works and it means we don't have to spray and take the yield hit. And I did the test last year where we weeded once the weeds had appeared and it didn't completely remove them, and I ended up just taking the yield hit of not spraying that field. So yeah, we're doing it this way because it works. It pulls all the weeds out, and you have to think that a day in game is 10 days in reality, so maybe those weeds are just starting to appear, and yeah, just go with it. It works. It's I think, yeah, from a yield point of view, the most efficient. What we will do later on, before you all get excited about the precision farming scores, is I will come back and do a quick bit of see and spray to maximize that element of our precision farming score, but we won't cover the whole field. So yep. Yeah, but that seems to be the most efficient way to me of maximizing the yield in the fields that we haven't ploughed. And actually thinking about it, that field that we've just planted is the only one that's not been ploughed. And how did I actually plough that field? Oh god, my brain's tired old brain. I don't need to weed this field or the other bigger field because they've both been ploughed. So actually, that's cool. We're no, I don't think the other one had been. So yeah, we definitely needed to weed that one. I guess the other precision farming question, aren't I going to take a hit on my environmental score for ploughing? No, because I'm now direct drilling into the plough field, and because coding, that negates the fact that you've ploughed. So yeah. So I've removed the need ploughing state, which is a win. I've removed the fact that weeds will grow, which is a win. And because I'm then using a direct drill, it still counts as direct drilling and not having ploughed. So yeah, most of you probably know that by now, but anyway, so that's what we're getting up to in this video. There are some other things that we're going to be doing, not running yet, but there are 4 grass working contracts that I've taken, and the feeder tractor is going to get on with those. That was one of the reasons that I went for the T7 with 200 horsepower, is that not only is it capable of dragging around that huge feed mixer, it can run the mowers and everything else. So yeah, it will do the job of doing grass work for us. What I'm realizing actually is, although we've got 5 tractors, 6 technically, because we've got the little, ooh, I'd forgotten about that. We've got the little doits over at greenhouses. Struggling for kit at the moment, basically, but we're going to free some kit up. I'm thinking I need more kit on here. I keep saying the word kit a lot. What I've realized is, and again, part of the reason that this video is later than it should have been in the week, is because these videos take me quite a long time to make, and I need to scale everything up, I think. And we're going to do something later to help enable that. I've got a couple of things planned to help enable that, actually. But I think maybe before we buy more land, we've scaled up harvesting. We've got 2 big combines now. And I thought having like a 12-meter planter, 12-meter seeder, was scaling things up. But I think we possibly need to be able to be doing, we need enough tractors that I can be doing grass work while I'm doing this. And we don't quite have enough for that. So here comes the weeder. I'm going to put that on course plate as well. So what I want to get, and I've spoken about it a lot before anyway, I think I've been scouring the sales just for anything random that I like the look of and is suitable. But what I think I'm going to pick up is the Deutz 6 series that I spoke about a lot. Because that and the T7 will be a nice combination for doing grass work. So the T7 can run the mower and any of the other kit, and then having like the 6 series to do maybe baling. I think it might run the baler, but certainly like tedding, windrowing, wrapping, that kind of thing might be good. I think I spoke about getting a fast track on here as well, so maybe that instead actually. Basically, I think I need another tractor for doing field work and grass work and stuff. And then we've got a whole load of planting done. I am just conscious of the fact that I think we need to scale up, basically. Because jobs are taking a really long time to get done. And that's making it harder to make the videos on here. The other scaling up that I want to do, there's two things, and we're going to get one of them done later. The first one is getting the BGA built, which we're going to do later, which you might have seen from the thumbnail, because it might have been the thumbnail. The second one is I want to build the other half of the modular greenhouse so that we can start increasing our income significantly with those two things. And that should allow us to do all of the expansion that we need. So we need to, so we're into the 2nd of October now, fed to the cows, had to feed them twice, had to feed them before and after sleeping. Yeah, we need to scale up equipment, I think, in some areas. I think we're okay for harvesting except for silage. We need another silage harvester. I think our grass working kit is okay at the moment. But I think we need a bigger plough. You're right, Pete. And I think some of our other stuff needs scaling up. But I also just think we need more tractorage. Sometimes. And it's only sometimes. But that sometimes is quite frustrating. So like now, I think at this point, and I did use a lot of course play in this video as well because I was trying to get a lot of different things done. So yeah, we've got the 7230 rolling, the 8280. So this guy is going to be planting. The New Holland is mowing. The 7250 is waiting with the weeder, but actually we don't need to weed, so I did have a spare tractor actually, so maybe I've not got a problem, maybe I just wasn't being efficient enough. But what we're missing, I think, is like a 150, yeah, something like that horsepower tractor to be complementing with the grass work and stuff, which we are going to be scaling up. So yeah, I think that's something that I want to pick up. Maybe a second planter, seeder. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes once we get into next planting and seeding season. It might be that we're running the planter and the seeder at the same time. For that kind of job, we can make use of the Fendt, but it kind of felt like using the Fendt for any of these jobs was a bit overkill. We could have maybe had it on the seeder. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of keeping it for the big jobs, although we did have it running the feed mixer at one point. But let's ignore that. Yeah. So yeah, scaling up is, if someone's left some lights on there, scaling up is definitely something that I think is going to be a big factor. Anyway, time to build the BGA, because that's why we bought this plot of land. I'm going to save the game before I do that, just in case things go badly. Always recommend that when you're starting to do stuff in build mode, because it can go badly. Yep. So it's going to only take up quite a small part of the field, and the plan is to plant the rest of it with grass, partly to help feed BGA. And yeah, I think we'll just nibble this corner out. For a moment I was tempted by a pumps and hoses BGA, but I think that they tend to run quite slowly and they're a bit more complex. So for this, we're just going to keep with this one. I would like to use one of those. Again, I had one on the Attingham Park save. It was really quite good. So I've done some terraforming. We've basically raised this corner of the field up to match the entrance. I'm going to do a bit more terraforming in a moment, but the first thing is to drop in the BGA. So a couple of £100 for that. I maybe should have made this bit a bit bigger, but I was just trying to maximize the farmable land that we're still getting, because we do need more grass work. And the reason that I'm doing the contracts is partly for the excess bales that we're going to get. So, but yeah, that seems to have gone in quite nicely. Quite happy with how that's been placed. I haven't used this in a long time. It's a mod by me, in case you weren't aware, if you're new here. And yeah, the next thing I want to do is where Farmer Briscoe has the raised bits around the fields, I'm going to extend that around the BGA. And that is a farm that I used to run ultramarathons at. They had a BGA. The BGA was entirely focused around, or the farm was entirely focused around the BGA, not the BGA was entirely focused around the farm. That sounds the wrong way around. The BGA that they had this kind of berm around it, and I'm assuming that's to protect in case, you know, if they have any kind of accidents with the digesters, any of the stuff that leaks out is not going to be uncontained. And they don't do a great job, because this should be much bigger, but I have a go at it. I'm not a fan of doing this kind of work in Farm Sim. I find most terrain editing quite a bit of a pain. It should be probably quite a bit higher, quite a bit wider, but you get the theory, hopefully. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here, is basically create a bit of a barrier around the BGA, so that if we had any kind of accidents, whatever leaked out would be constrained. Yeah, that's what we're working on. And obviously the main thing we're going to feed this with is the maize silage that we make, because the manure and the slurry goes into the homebrew production. And spare grass silage we'll put in as well, and that's probably all going to be ramping up as part of the expansion of the farm. I've got my eye on another field, and if we're going to, you know, with the BGA, we might end up specialising a little bit in maize silage. But yeah, I am conscious of the fact that, well, not really, I guess. FS25 is coming. I am wanting to, and so this is a series that has an end point, and so you can see what I've attempted to do there. With it having an end point, I want to try and work towards that end point, and then we'll stop this series and we can work on some of the others that we've still got going. And slowly we'll get down so we have less and less, and we're more focused and completing things. So that's the plan. So the bit I was looking at there is if I had enough money to buy the 2 modules that I want for the modular greenhouse, that's going to cost us about 160 grand, plus I need to demolish the building that's there and put a new one in. So we probably need a good couple hundred grand in the bank to sort that. I thought I would do something a bit different now, and we're in field 43. This is a contract that's got a field that's got a hay contract on it, so I thought I'd do some of the mowing, have a drive of the short wheelbase T7, and it's a nice little tractor, does the job well. So we've got 4 grass working contracts. There was this field, there was field 3 behind us, field 6, and another field in the 40s, which is a small grass field to the north of us, which I can't remember the number of. I think there were 2 silage and 2 hay contracts. Originally I was just going to do the silage contracts because excess silage bales, good. But then I realised we're pretty much out of hay, so we will need to make hay if we can squeeze in a last cut off of our grass field, because I am using hay in the TMR at the moment. So I'm tending to do, while the grain grist is still fermenting, so I'm tending to do about 25% maize silage, and then a couple of bales of grass silage, some hay and some straw, which is maybe not the best. We probably need some like mineral and stuff in there. So, but yeah, at the moment that's what I'm doing. Yeah, so FS25, if you hadn't spotted FarmCon happened last weekend, and there was a lot obviously about FS25, and what I'm actually meant to say, if you haven't spotted, Giants have released all of the presentations from FarmCon with English subtitles, and they also released those to partners as raw footage so that we can make use of them, which I'm pondering still. But I had a watch of it yesterday. I was watching the one around GPS and workers, and I'm maybe going to frustrate some people because I'm going to put grumpy mode on. I'm not overly happy with the in-game GPS that they've included, because it's almost like too workery, it sounds like. I may have misinterpreted the explanation because I'm reading the English subtitles, but it sounded a lot like a lot like you drive up to the field, it calculates the course for you, and about all you do is do the throttle and raising and lowering the implements. It does all of the steering. And that's not how our GPS mods work on PC. If you're on console, I hate to tell you, that's not how they work. And for me, if that is how it works, I almost would prefer not to use it, because it's like, it's almost switching on a worker, but not quite. Now, the new worker stuff looks really cool. They were very, very proud of the algorithm development they had done. The algorithm looks very clever. I think they might be overselling it a little bit, saying that they have done the best possible optimization themselves, because you know, I'm not sure that the programmers there are, you know, world-class experts in that kind of, you know, edge detection algorithms and all that kind of thing, you know. I know some people that are, and it's very complicated, but anyway, it looks like it works very well. So again, I may be being a bit negative, but you know who I am. So anyway, yeah, it looks very cool. It looks very clever. I think the new base game workers look awesome, and I think they are going to be game changing, particularly if you're on console. I think GPS is too much of a worker for me if it behaves the way I have interpreted the English subtitles that have been provided by Giants. I may be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I will, you know, stand corrected. We've yet to actually see it really used as gameplay. It's kind of very canned footage, so yeah. But obviously it's a feature everyone's very excited about, but I definitely think it doesn't replace things like guidance steering, VCA, enhanced vehicle, course play. There's a big lack of customization. I think the really good things that it does, because I think some of the pictures that came out and some of the information that came out confused a lot of people, but some of the good things that came out, wow, that was a brutal transition. Anyway, some of the good things that came out are it's all done in-game dynamically, so it calculates based off of implement width and field dimensions, so modders don't need to set them up in their maps, anything like that. I think there was some confusing messaging. Giants created a tool in Giants Editor when they were testing to check that the algorithm worked, and they put some of those pictures up, and I think there was some confusion that modders were going to have to plan this on all of their fields, and that's not the case. There is no work to do that. It all just happens in the game live, and in fact that tool is not even available for modders. It's an internal Giants testing tool. So yeah, it was really, really clever. Anyway, we're about done. And I say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Really appreciate your support. Thank you to those of you that are using my Giants partner code. We are within millimeters of bronze partner. So yeah, you guys are awesome. If you're still thinking about picking up and pre-ordering FS25, please think about using partner code Disturbed. If you've enjoyed the video, click the like button. As always, comments, questions, or suggestions below, and see you guys next time, where we'll maybe actually put something in the BGA and finish off some of this field work, I guess. Yeah. See you next.